to go ahead and start the press conference. We sent out the media advisory for. We thank all the media that's present today. My name is Amy O'Donnell. I am a former resident of San Antonio. I'm also the communications director of Texas Alliance for Life. And we're here today speaking against using the Reproductive Justice Fund allocations toward travel for elective abortions. And before I get into more on the views of Texas Alliance for Life regarding this potential allocation, I'd like to introduce our guest speakers, elected officials, city leaders, and allow them an opportunity to speak towards this as well. And we're going to start with San Antonio Councilman Mark White.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone for being here today. Look, what you just saw inside these chambers is likely going to lead to a dark day, in my opinion, here in San Antonio city government. What you saw today was a city council that is intent on using our city's taxpayer dollars to fund out-of-state abortion. This is frankly reprehensible to me. And again, regardless of where you are on the issue of life, and I've made clear that I will always stand for life, no matter the circumstances. But today really was about what is and what is not a proper use of city money. And to tell the citizens of San Antonio that we are going to use their dollars to send folks out of this state to receive abortions is simply wrong. And we made the case in there today, and we had a couple of folks that agreed with us. But at the end of the day, this council wants to move forward and wants to use this $500,000 that they call the Reproductive Justice Fund and give it to groups that are going to fund this out-of-state abortion. But all is not lost, because there will have to be a final vote on this later this fall. And so, while the arguments today did not seem in our favor, the fight will continue. We will continue to take our message to the people of San Antonio, and we will have them communicate with these council members and let them know that the citizens of San Antonio do not want their money used to send folks out of San Antonio and out of the state of Texas to receive abortion services. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you. Next, I have the honor of bringing up Texas State Representative Mark Durazio.
Thank you very much. I'm Mark Durazio, the State Representative for House District 122, and I only have a couple of questions. Why are we spending taxpayer dollars to fund transportation for girls to go out of state to have an abortion? Thus, this circumvents state law. You know, these tax dollars come from a hardworking people, and this money is paid through property taxes or however it's achieved. And we worked hard to get the largest property tax cut in the history of Texas, and now to have it go to help fund some of these programs. So again, I'm Mark Durazio, House District 122. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Durazio. Next, I have the honor of bringing up Precinct 3 Commissioner Grant Moody.
Good afternoon. I'm County Commissioner Grant Moody, and I stand here proudly as an advocate for the sanctity of life. I want to thank the Texas Alliance for Life. I want to thank Councilman Mark White, Representative Mark Durazio, and others for standing tall today for life and fighting this Reproductive Justice Fund. The city's seeding over $500,000 of your taxpayer dollars, some of which can be used for paying for access to abortion, out-of-state abortions. We're here today to take a stand against this wasteful and egregious decision and support Texas Alliance for Life in their fight to stop it. I'm of the opinion that the city should focus spending taxpayer dollars on the core functions of the city. EMS, public safety, streets, sidewalks, parks, not political agenda items that are in fact unconstitutional. This is clearly a state issue, as Representative Durazio pointed out, and let's not mince words here. Providing taxpayer dollars to initiatives that encourage and provide access to abortion violates state law. This reproductive justice fund will not stand, and I believe will absolutely be struck down in court. I urge you all to stand with me and Texas Alliance for Life in advancing pro-life initiatives and fight bad ideas like this reproductive justice fund that directly contradicts the laws and the culture of life here in Texas. In closing, I just want to again thank everyone here today. Thank you all for your unwavering commitment to the pro-life cause. Together, let's continue to be a voice for the voiceless and champion the protections of every precious life in the Lone Star State. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. On behalf of U.S. Representative Tony Gonzalez from the 23rd District of Texas, I would like to bring up Bjorn Oven with Pro-Life San Antonio to read a letter on his behalf.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pedro Bjorn Oven Suarez, and I am a member and leader of Pro-Life San Antonio, a pro-life organization focused on the young adult members of our community. I'm very happy to be here today standing for such a great cause and to speak on behalf of our U.S. Representative, Tony Gonzalez. This is his message. The right to life is the most sacred liberty we have. As a Christian and a father of 6 children, I'm proud to be pro-life, and I will always fight for the unborn. All across San Antonio, there are people with a deeply held belief, informed by their religion, that life begins in the womb. It would be a direct violation of the religious freedom for the city of San Antonio to spend a single taxpayer penny aiding and abetting the taking of an unborn life. I will not stand for it, and I'm proud to stand with Texas Alliance for Life in their fight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bjorn. I want to just acknowledge and thank Representative Lujan for joining us today. He has no statements to add, but we just thank you for showing support for this cause. I'd like to bring up next James Booker, Director of Life for Life Choices Medical Clinic and Care. Thank you.
Thank you, and good afternoon. As you said, my name is James Booker. I'm the Executive Director with Life Choices Medical Clinic and Care. And I'm here today as I was listening to the session online earlier. It was just listening to the statements being made about women's health, and I kept asking, what's the threat to the women's health by being pregnant? And my facility, we are one that is actually providing the services that they are talking against, essentially. They want to send women out of state. Well, Life Choices and other facilities like ours are seeing those women when they come back from those out-of-state sessions where it may have failed, they may have changed their mind. There's abortion pills, reversals taking place that we're treating, trying to help those women. We are providing full services on the medical side of the house, full women's health care. We're doing STI, or sexually transmitted disease treatment and testing of the full spectrum. We have counseling. It's just across the board. We do men's ministry, or should I say fatherhood classes, where we're not just focusing on the ladies, but we're reaching out to the fathers. So the funding that they're looking at pulling to support women going out of state, organizations like ours, well, let's just say it would be a major blessing to help us do more in this community for the residents of San Antonio and surrounding areas. So thank you so much for your time, and God bless.
Thank you. So again, my name is Amy O'Donnell. I'm a former resident of San Antonio. I grew up here, and I am the Communications Director for Texas Alliance for Life. And we are here today speaking against using the Reproductive Fund monies towards funding abortion travel. We believe that 100% of the funds should go for services for women that do not fund referrals or travel for elective abortions. We're thankful to live in a state that prioritizes care for women and families. We see this in the Texas legislature's generously funded Alternatives to Abortion program, Medicaid, and the Healthy Texas Women program. In 2023, Texas's highly successful Alternatives to Abortion program, now called Thriving Texas Families received a $165 million appropriation, which is a 65% increase. This program provides services to women facing unplanned pregnancies so that they can successfully carry the baby to term, give birth, and raise the baby or place the baby in a loving home for adoption. And services continue for up to 3 years after the birth of the child. By our count, dozens of life-affirming pregnancy centers, maternity homes, and adoption agencies serve women across the state or across the Bexar County area. For uninsured pregnant women with incomes up to twice the federal poverty level, the legislature has allocated $165 million. I'm sorry, let me just step a little. That way. Perfect. For uninsured pregnant women with incomes up to twice the federal poverty level, the legislature has allocated a substantial $2.35 billion for the state's Medicaid fund. This funding ensures comprehensive medical coverage for prenatal, childbirth, and follow-up care for mothers and babies for 12 months. The Healthy Texas Women's Program and other women's health programs have received $446 million for various free services for low-income women. These services include breast and cervical cancer screenings, family planning services, pregnancy testing, pelvic examinations, sexually transmitted infection services, mammograms, and screening and treatment for cholesterol, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Within 20 miles of where I stand right now, the state's HealthyTexasWomen.org website lists 59 providers. Yet, we recognize that even with all of these statewide allocations toward providing health care and support for low-income women and families, as well as those facing unplanned pregnancies, more can be done. And we applaud the City of San Antonio for seeking to meet the needs of women and families who may not qualify for Medicaid or Healthy Texas Women, which, while vastly funded, are limited in reach to those who do qualify. We at Texas Alliance for Life are pro-woman and pro-life. Abortion is anti-woman and it is anti-life as it seeks to take the life of an innocent unborn baby 100% of the time at the expense of women's mental and sometimes physical health. For these reasons, we firmly assert abortion is not health care, especially not in a state like New Mexico, which we heard mentioned today in the council meeting, where abortions are legal up to birth and are completely unregulated by the state. They don't even have safety inspections for their facilities. We also want to point out that there is no reason a woman would have to travel out of state for a medically necessary abortion. When a pregnancy endangers a mother's life or poses a risk of loss of a major bodily function, medically necessary abortions remain legal in Texas. In the 17 months since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade with Dobbs, doctors have performed 75 medically necessary abortions, according to the Texas Health and Human Services ITOP report. Women facing unplanned pregnancy need support. They need to know they will not have to walk through pregnancy alone, and that there are pregnancy centers that will walk hand in hand with them, pointing them toward resources. They need to know other organizations seek to provide for their tangible needs. And we know these centers do amazing work despite how we heard them disparaged by some of the council members today. Again, we applaud the City of San Antonio for trying to meet these needs by bridging the healthcare gap for as many as possible. Still, we strongly oppose using any of that funding to promote the taking of innocent lives. It is far better allocated toward meeting the tangible needs of women and families while promoting life and the value of even the tiniest future San Antonio residents. Thank you.